school. Never mind what your parents told you. Disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. When your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now. The good thing about living up in Canada is when it gets cold, we can have a reindeer in the shed and a moose in the bed.
And today, we need a moose in the bed. Because where we're at, it is cold and snowy and crappy out.
Apparently you didn't see the moose on your way in.
I didn't see a moose, but I saw a couple of asses driving, which I almost slammed into the back of one because they stopped short for some reason.
I
can't hear myself.
You have a tendency to...
Probably just as well.
Yeah, listen, what I was going to say is there's a lot of poor drivers in this neighborhood.
They really are.
Not neighborhood, but like general...
World?
Yes. The neighborhood of Earth. I mean, on the scheme of things, it's basically like a small neighborhood.
I heard that when aliens fly by, they lock their doors. They don't even want to...
I would.
They don't even want to stop by.
Just look straight ahead, kids.
I said, well, they only lock their doors when they go by at night. It's always dark in space at night.
Is it dark in space?
It's dark in space. I want to say, because we won't have a show next week because it's Thursday and that's Halloween. Or not Halloween. Thanksgiving. Jeez. I'm a month behind.
Yeah.
So it's happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there.
Happy Thanksgiving next week.
And what else do we
want
to talk about?
One of the most popular religious holidays.
I think
Thanksgiving
so.
is.
You like to talk about Thanksgiving.
I do,
but
it's
in the first.
It's not Thanksgiving.
In the first dinner, but we won't be here next week. Geez, sounds like they're having a sumo wrestling upstairs.
Okay. So the crux of it is the Thanksgiving was essentially they were giving thanks
for surviving
for surviving, right. And for steering away from communism, because Mr. Bradford first said, we'll be communists and everyone owns the land, or nobody owns the land, but everyone has to work. And it turns out that doesn't happen. But then when everyone had a stake in it, and if they worked, they got more food. It worked, and they were all happy, and they lived. And so they had a feast to thank God for showing them the way.
And I thought they thanked the Native Americans for helping them.
No. They were thankful to them, but that is not what Thanksgiving dinner was about.
How good they were. And how eels weren't so bad to eat.
And I will tell you something, turkeys are very good.
And oysters.
Oh.
I like fried oysters.
Rocky Mountain oysters?
Never had one.
Me either.
I'm not opposed to trying a slice.
I'm sure.
I had
you're not.
A great southern fried restaurant that does like fried okra. And
around here?
Yeah, it's in the Lansing area.
Joe's? Gizzard City?
No, that's in Potterville.
Oh, okay.
They're better than what I had, but I did have gizzards, by the way. I had fried gizzards.
For most of the people listening,
all three of them.
2 out of the 3,
right.
Potterville is basically the Lansing area.
It is the Lansing area. This is actually in Lansing.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
And they have great. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
Don't know.
But I think it's private owned. It's not like a chain. But Janet likes to buy the chicken wings. They tend to oversalt them. So she likes that. But I had their, and you got to tell them you want their gizzards soft, so they don't over fry them and they get tough and rubbery. These were tender like a filet mignon, delicious. I got a pound for $6, and it was like 8 pounds.
We went to that southern restaurant.
Yeah, we did, and it might be that one. I don't know.
You said I'm going to have to bring my wife back here.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever did.
No, I never did. I don't take her anywhere.
Yeah.
She won't go with me.
That's probably public. Yeah. I was going to say that's best for her.
Right.
So anyway, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your fried gizzards.
It was very good. Stan Lee dies. Sad day for Superman. Do you get that joke? That's kind of a joke.
I don't understand the joke.
Really?
Yeah.
Stan Lee hated Superman.
Yep.
He didn't create him, and everybody thought him. Oh, he did.
He didn't hate
he did. He hated
Superman.
him. He ranted about him.
He just pointed out that Superman was not created with any sort of real science behind him.
Well, how the hell does he know that? He doesn't know what kind of worlds are out there. There could be... Oh, you mean that aliens can fly?
I mean, his main point was Superman can fly, and the way he flies is by doing this. Basically just sticks his hand up and he can fly, right?
Well, doesn't he get something from the planet Kryptonite or some kind of...
He said physics doesn't work that way.
He gets strength from the yellow sun.
What he did, though, when he created Thor... He wanted Thor to fly, so he used real physics. And so what Thor does is he whips the hammer around,
creates a draft up,
and then he lets go of the hammer. The hammer flies away, but since it's attached to his wrist, it pulls him with it, which is completely scientifically sound.
Yeah, that is.
The amount of lift created by swinging a hammer around.
Stan Lee's a variable Fermi. All right.
So anyway,
95 had a good run. Not liked by everybody. He kind of stole some stuff from people and took credit.
Probably
for
better
stuff.
known for Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think that's his opus magnum.
Than ranting against Superman.
But I mean, it was funny because a lot of people say, "Oh, Stan Lee, I love when you created Superman."
Yeah,
well, I didn't. So opening, a lot of voter fraud. So I was on the opening day of deer season today, and I got
in
a
Michigan.
buckmate.
It's firearm season opener.
Yeah. Yep. And I gutted my deer.
Okay.
And I found ballots.
Wow.
In the deer.
Oops.
That sounds good. And when I was packing my bags to go up to deer camp, when I opened my suitcase, there were 150 ballots in there.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And preparing to go up to deer camp, I had to get some groceries. So I was at the grocery store, went out to my car, opened the trunk to put groceries in. Lo and behold, 4 cases of ballots.
Wow. So you're saying you found some when you were gutting the deer that you got?
Yeah.
You know how I know this is not true at all?
How?
Because you start with saying that you actually got a deer
right
on opening day.
Yeah.
I don't think you did. I think I'd put a lot of money down that when you.
I don't know what you're saying.
I'm fine.
But I think
I've known you a while, and
I think what you're saying is that I never shoot a deer, so it sounded preposterous.
I don't. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what I'm saying.
So tonight for dinner at deer camp, I was cutting open a pie.
Okay.
Guess what?
What kind of pie?
It was blackberry pie.
Oh, I know.
Guess
what's
what?
in there. What?
There were no blackbirds.
Oh.
But there were 4 and 20 ballots.
4 and 20. Huh? Wow.
All right. Voter fraud. Is it real?
Yikes. Yes.
If so, how do we stop it?
We don't.
All right. So I did a little research into this, and I found a site, heritage.org.
Here we go. Oh, okay.
And it said that it had over they listed over 1,000 convictions over about the last 20 years for voter fraud. But it's not really what you think. It's not just like national presidential elections. They counted any kind of voter fraud.
Okay.
So there were cases where there was fraud, like if a person said they lived in a district so they could run for office but really didn't live there.
Okay.
That would be voter fraud. So there were people caught for that. A lot of petitions that were signed to get somebody on a ballot that were fictitious. They got caught for that. A lot of unlawful absentee ballots, and there were a variety of things people did with that, from filling them out, fraudulently to delivering them for other people that I guess you can't do or something.
Sure.
Paying for ballots. They would pay homeless people to sign off on an absentee ballots and stuff. So all of these things, over 1,000 convictions that this organization had put together, and all resulting in some kind of punishment.
These were actual convictions.
These were convictions, not cases of. And again, this is a tip of the iceberg, because certainly a lot of them aren't caught or prosecuted.
I would have to think so.
So it was interesting. It's at heritage.org/voter fraud. You can go on there. It has a map of the U.S. You can click on any state, and it will give you the list of all the people in that state.
Even Michigan?
Even Michigan. That's just one of the states.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of interesting.
It is interesting.
So there is voter fraud, and people are convicted.
I heard that in the Senate and head of agriculture or some agricultural position in Florida.
Yeah.
They officially announced that they required a manual recount now, because before they were just like screwing around, and now they have to do a manual recount of the ballots that weren't able to be read properly by the machine, and that's due Sunday, which, barring all of the lawsuits, that should put an end to the whole
I don't know. It was Florida that had a major election that was very close, like within 1% or something.
That's what they said.
And
then they kept finding ballots.
Yeah.
Mostly
Fancy that.
Broward County, who their election official, I think, was charged with some sort of wrongdoing.
Yep.
Relating to elections. So it's just bizarre. Arizona was the other one that was having issues, but Florida just, I don't know, they can't figure it out, I guess.
And I think they have a lot of issues like in Chicago, New York, but it's considered standard operating procedure.
Oh, for sure.
It never gets
for sure.
Never gets brought out.
Yep.
Well, I'm hoping it happens, but I heard
what?
Well, I heard they're going to have a GoFundMe for Hillary Clinton's campaign.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, it was
her campaign for what?
Well, so she wouldn't run.
Oh, for president?
They're trying to raise $50 million.
Okay, no, I would not donate to that. I hope she does run.
Really? Why?
She'll lose.
Against Trump?
There's no way at this point that she could beat Trump.
I heard that.
No way.
I heard her and Bill are doing tours, lecture tours.
Yeah,
and they're not even selling out.
Yep. Well, of course they're not.
They're canceling shows because
she was running for president of the United States of America, and she couldn't really sell out places.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't drawing gigantic crowds then.
No, she was not.
Nowhere near what Trump is still drawing.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? When he was campaigning for the midterms, they were they were storming him.
So, I mean, I think if she runs, it's going to... The Democrats, I think most of them don't want her to run because she's going to get in the way.
Right. They want somebody that can win, that they think could win.
Yeah, like Cory Booker or
not.
Michael Avenatti, that lawyer.
Uh-huh. I hope not.
I was still hoping Jeffrey Feiger would run.
Yeah, I don't think he can't make a state election, let alone a national.
Like I said last week or whenever, Trump never won a state election either.
Feiger might have Trump money. He's pretty wealthy.
You think he made a bunch of money from that whole Kevorkian thing?
I think that's what turned his career, yeah.
No, for sure. I mean, that's what put him in the spotlight.
I talked to somebody who actually knows him, and this guy's a lawyer. And he
knows Feiger?
Knows Feiger, and he says he's filthy rich. He's been to his house, and it's just like, $20 million house or whatever.
Yeah, good for him.
Yep. Let's see.
Anyway, there is some pretty strong evidence that Hillary Clinton does want to run for president. She said this is what...
Physically, she won't be able to do it.
Physically, she couldn't do it last time.
Right, that's what I mean. It's not going to get better.
I heard an interview with her, and they said, do you want to run for president again? And she said no. And they were like, oh, no. And she's like, well, I want to be president.
Right.
I just don't want to campaign.
Right.
Okay.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
Good to be the king.
I aspire to be the first person elected president without campaigning at all. It's going to be great.
Well, there have been a couple.
Elected?
Not elected.
Right.
But they didn't campaign and they became president.
Yeah. That's too easy.
Yeah, you become vice president.
You become vice president.
Kill the president. Goodness. Let's see.
Speaking of Avenatti, he's the Stormy Daniels lawyer and the Sweatnick lawyer.
By the way, she's going to be in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, either in the Lansing area or Saginaw, maybe. Maybe the one in Saginaw, but still pretty close.
Probably both, because I thought the one in Lansing was advertised.
And yesterday, a couple days ago, my wife handed me like a whole stack of ones. Oh, said, "Here you go." So I don't know what
She sends a lot of mixed signals.
I have to read between the lines,
right?
And
wasn't
just
to pay,
assume what she
wasn't to pay for milk for the kids.
I mean, she was like, "You're going to the grocery store right here," but I don't think that's what she meant. I think it was,
of course not.
I think it was a subliminal message.
Yeah, go out and have fun.
So,
so should we go see her?
Who?
Stormy. We can get our picture taken with her.
I don't.
This is the man that had the president.
Stormy, the man.
Oh yeah,
was that Freudian or what?
No, I'm just, I have my suspicions.
Yikes! All right. So
this is the woman that had the man.
The only reason that I would even consider it is for the complete novelty.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
story.
About. Yeah,
like I have no interest otherwise.
And to see her, large breasts.
Jeez.
Those three reasons. The novelty and 1 and 2. All right.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be there anyway.
Right.
So
you might as well say hello. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah.
So anyway, what about this guy?
What were we saying? Well,
her attorney, right?
He has aspirations to run for president in 2020, and I think his chances just got bolstered with this.
Of course.
He's been charged with felony domestic abuse.
Ooh.
Supposedly for punching or hitting, I think, his girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend, I think.
Well, at this point.
No, they're back together.
I don't know. I'm not going into that, but.
Anyways.
Yeah, so he was actually charged with it, as far as I can tell. And he came out and said, I didn't do it.
Well, wait a minute. What do you say about Kavanaugh and all that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He came out and said, I didn't do it. And has this stance of, you better believe me when I say I didn't do it, and she's lying. And he was actually charged with it.
Yeah.
With Kavanaugh, he was, saying you have to believe women.
Right.
No matter what, believe them. So it's kind of ironic. It's a bit of karma, I think, coming back at him.
Hypocrisy, perhaps.
Hypocrisy. He may be innocent. I don't know, but
well, there's a lot of false accusations
for sure
being turned up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And women have a lot of power in that regard, and men do too. But women can really destroy your life, not only financially, but you can end up in prison.
Mm-hmm.
And they have.
Yeah, and he may.
So, what do you think? We should just believe him, right?
I think so. I think there's no reason for a trial.
His word's good enough.
Her word. We believe him?
We believe him.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to believe the woman.
No. We believe him. He didn't do it, and he is an officer of the court, for God's sakes.
Well, I mean, yeah. Look, his track record of having good, upstanding character.
Mm-hmm. His clientele
and his client. Well, I don't have whatever. Well, except for that Sweatnick lady, she was nuts. But I mean, Stormy Daniels, she may have had a case.
Well,
defamation wasn't it?
I don't know what she was.
I think it was defamation. She was suing Trump. I think it was a civil lawsuit.
But I thought she was paid to shut up.
Right. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
And I think it turns out that's actually true, but everybody glossed over that. But that's not what the problem was. The problem was Trump said bad words about her, so she was suing him for defamation.
How do you sue somebody for defamation when you're a prostitute?
She's not.
Yes, she is.
I don't think so.
Is she a porn star?
Yes.
It's a prostitute. You are getting paid to have sex.
No, I don't.
The barest minimal definition.
Okay, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. But I that's completely off topic, but I think that's totally ridiculous.
Trump paid her a lot of money for sex.
Just because you just because you have a specific job, whether you think it's morally okay or not, doesn't mean that the rest of your life you have no say in it, and you can't have a defamation
you know what the
case
difference
against
between
somebody.
A prostitute and Stormy Davis is? About $1,000.
I don't understand.
Yeah, she gets $1,000 and prostitutes get $20. It's the old joke, It's
how do you know how much a prostitute gets?
I have friends
that are prostitutes.
Some.
Okay. How's Jack doing?
He's doing okay.
Good.
He could be doing better.
Yeah.
He's getting older.
He's
getting up there.
That $20 an hour.
When you hit 60,
anyway,
when he hit 65, business went down.
My point is, porn star or not, it doesn't mean that they have no rights or
no. But I mean, defamation of your character is kind of tough.
I don't think so.
What did he say about her?
That's absolutely ridiculous.
What did he say about her that was deforming?
Deforming?
Horse face?
Deforming? Oh, well, it was before that. He said that after the lawsuit got kicked out. I don't know what he said. I think he called her a liar, mostly.
Okay.
I don't know. If you really believe that, I think that's ridiculous. That just because she's whatever her profession is, that she doesn't have, she can't ever have a defamation lawsuit against somebody.
Well, I think it's a tough road.
Nah, I think it's ridiculous.
It's a tough whore to row.
It may be tough.
I mean, a tough road to whore.
Let's move on. This is ridiculous.
All right.
I'm angry at you.
When aren't you?
I'm going to give Stormy a couple extra dollar bills.
We'll be there. I'll buy her a drink. I'll give her a "Make Great America Great Again" hat.
That's what I was.
We should wear
That's
those.
What I was wondering is, do you think protesters show up to her shows?
I have no idea. I think she wins them over if they do. She might give them a Trump discount.
Yeah, she should. I mean, that would be funny.
In the end, she's just trying to make a buck, Nate. Just trying to make $1.
Yeah, I have no problem with it. It's all consensual. I don't care.
Missing a lot of opportunities for sound bites during that whole segment. We're bombing?
I don't know.
Oh,
is that the one?
That's the one.
All right, let's move on.
Sure, go ahead.
Oh, this was when she was with Trump, I think.
And then after,
all right,
after they had intercourse.
Holy cow! Well, this
whatever
this
happened
show's
to our
taking
show?
a turn.
Yeah, we used to have a nice, wholesome family show.
We did. It used to be a family show, and then
Then I started showing up.
You started showing up.
All
what
right.
are we doing?
Acosta is accosting.
Yeah, whatever. So we talked about it last week, where he brutally assaulted the intern.
Yeah, but there's development.
Brutal assault. It wasn't, but anyway, yeah. So the Trump administration revoked his press pass,
right?
Or the White House press pass, anyway. And now he and CNN are suing the Trump administration, however that works.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Because they revoked his press pass, and they're saying it's a First Amendment issue, and blah 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 blah. Didn't have due process, blah blah blah.
Did you see they found a new copy of the Constitution, and it actually has in there Acosta can attend press house briefings. It's right in
the
there.
Constitution.
It's one of the amendments.
I have. It's your book, but it's Citizen's Guide to the Constitution, and if you look on page 76, it's the Acosta Amendment, and you're right. It says that. It says Jim Acosta
has all right,
100% right, infallible right,
but only if he's working for CNN.
Only while he's working for CNN. Although I heard Fox News threw their hat in and said, "Hey, we support your lawsuit against them. It's ridiculous what the Trump administration did."
I don't know about that, but who's Sue Trump?
You don't know about what? That's what I'm saying.
Is that a sister?
Sue Trump?
Yeah.
Yes.
You got Sue Trump there.
It's his first wife.
Oh.
She kept the name because, I mean, there's a lot of
benefits.
A lot of leverage.
Okay. But bum.
It wasn't funny.
It was kind of funny.
It wasn't funny at all.
It was a little funny.
Nope.
All right. Well, we're going.
Let's take a break.
Way too fast. Really?
Yeah.
It's pretty early.
No, it's not. Just a minute early.
Really? What time do you have? I have 24 after the hour.
Me too.
Well,
what time do you like to take
30.
a break? Somewhere between 25 and 30.
Well, we're not even at 25.
But we will be by the time you shut up.
That's not going to happen.
All right. Well, keep going then.
All right.
Keep going.
Hey, Hillary Clinton, do you think she'll run for president in 2020?
No, I don't think she will.
Well, we could do a teaser of what we might talk about.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
So the new Attorney General, I don't remember his name, but he seems more interested. He seems more interested in investigating the Clintons than Jeff Sessions did.
Yeah.
Do you think they actually will?
No.
A federal judge ruled that she must answer questions related to the emails and servers and things.
Somebody has to be around to ask those questions.
I think that judge should worry about his life.
Well,
now.
He's going to have an accident.
He's probably going to commit suicide soon, which is sad, but good for him for, I don't know.
All right, well, we're going to talk next hour a lot about guns.
I was talking about Hillary Clinton and wondering whether you think they'll actually do an investigation now.
I said no.
Sessions is okay.
I don't think they will. I think she's untouchable, and she's old history. They're not going to do it. They don't go after their own very rarely, unless they really are atrocious.
Well, she is.
I know, but it's not
atrocious enough.
All right.
She needs to be more atrocious, sure.
So we're going to talk about a swatter, someone who calls...
Like a fly swatter?
Someone who calls a SWAT team and reports a false crime. Local businesses gives out great gifts to their employees. Ashton Kutcher, we're going to talk a little bit about.
Oh, boy.
Democrats are quick to put together a anti-gun bill.
Good.
Bump stocks and more. But first, we have trivia.
Ooh.
Your favorite thing.
Yeah.
This was kind of interesting. I didn't know about this person. And he was Secretary of Commerce for your favorite president, Ronald Reagan. So Malcolm...
Second favorite president.
Obama's your first?
No, not Obama.
Okay. Clinton?
Jimmy Carter.
Oh, okay. Malcolm Baldrige was Ronald Reagan's Secretary of Commerce from 1981 to 1987. But he was also something else, and I'll give you a clue. He was actually inducted into a Hall of Fame. What was he also famous for?
Do you know who the current
Secretary
of Commerce is?
No, what's her name?
Wilbur Ross, apparently. Never seen or heard of the guy.
We don't need him because Commerce is doing just well, although have you looked at the stock market a little last
Do you know who the first Secretary of Commerce was? William Cox Redfield.
Billy West?
Yes, Billy West. All right. What was the question?
Malcolm Baldrige, Ronald Reagan's Secretary of Commerce, was also a what? A previous profession.
Inducted into the Hall of Fame for it.
He was inducted into their Hall of Fame.
Which Hall of Fame?
I can't say.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Lock it in. And rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
Whenever I'm feeling a little down under, I can always count on Nate and Brian for their interesting perspective on topics important to freedom and civil rights by listening to the At Odds Show. Nate and Brian cover important topics with insight, intelligence, and of course humor. I can always expect a laugh or two. So if you want to be informed and have a great time, give these guys a listen.
At odds.
The At Odds Show with the greatest political talk show hosts in history, Nate and Brian. And it's sad that they actually believe that. So give a listen because the delusional need love too.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Nate.
If you like the At Odds show,
And we know you do.
why not order your very own At Odds t-shirt sizes small to 6XL in a cool black color?
So support our show. Check out the great prices at chugdug.com or head over to our website, atoddshow.com, and click the link.
And, unlike listening to our show, you won't be disappointed.
When it come to the law, ain't nothing understood.
That's true.
That is true.
The only thing that's understood is that it's very complicated. So you said Orville Redenbacher.
Right.
What was he famous for?
Malcolm Baldrige, Ronald Reagan's Secretary of Commerce, was also a what? What were our guesses?
We
a
had
jerk.
Baseball player, football player, soccer player, hockey player, pickleball player, handball player,
Pickleball?
skydiver. Yeah.
What's pickleball?
Oh, really? It's like a mix of tennis and badminton kind of thing, where I think you use a ball that's more floaty,
Lighter and fluffier?
Yeah, I think, and a big old paddle, and it's like
over net.
It's like a sort of more slow paced. I think. I'm making this up as I go. I've made shirts for a pickleball team. I know that, but I don't actually know.
You had me so good.
No, really, it is something like that.
Oh, is
serious.
it?
Yeah,
Because that sounds ridiculous. Play badminton or tennis. All right.
Well, they sell it as being something that like all ages can do.
Sure.
Because tennis is difficult. Yeah, so it's like a wiffle ball. You know, it's got holes in there. It's a paddle sport that combines elements of badminton, tennis, and table tennis. 2 or 4 players use solid paddles made of wood or composite materials to hit a perforated polymer ball similar to a wiffle ball over a net.
And how big of a playing field? Is it like ping pong or is it like a tennis court?
No, it's like a tennis court.
Okay. So it's a little bit slower paced, I guess. You can't hit the ball like at 100 miles an hour.
Exactly. The sport shares features of other racket sports, the dimensions and layout of a badminton court, and a net and rules somewhat similar to tennis with several modifications.
Pickleball.
Huh. It was invented in the mid-1960s as a children's backyard pastime.
Huh. Well,
Pickleball started during the summer of 1965 on Bainbridge Island, Washington.
It all sounds like a racket to me.
At the home of former state representative Joel Pritchard.
Oh, I thought it'd be George Pickleman.
No. Yeah.
Oh, come on. That was funny. It was. All right. So, any other guesses?
That's interesting.
I haven't heard a right answer yet.
Some sources claim that the name Pickleball was derived from that of Pritchard's family dog. Can you guess what the dog's name was?
Randy?
Pickles.
Oh!
Or from the term pickle boat, referring to the last boat to return with its catch. But according to Joanne Pritchard, Joel Pritchard's wife, the name came after I said it reminded me of the pickle boat in Crewe, where oarsmen were chosen from the leftovers of other boats.
Oh, I don't know this.
Pickles wasn't on the scene for 2 more years, so it could not have been
the dog
named after the dog. In fact, the dog was named after the game.
Huh, that makes sense.
According to Joanne.
I was rooting for the dog.
Wow, that was more than
painful.
You want to know about.
Yes, it was. Now I know how you feel when I talk about this day in history.
Yeah, and we're getting to it.
We're going to get to there.
Okay.
All right. So
that's it. No one got the right answer.
Yeah, Baldrige was born in Nebraska, and his father was a U.S. congressman.
Fastest typist ever.
Malcolm went to Yale and was a successful businessman and rose to the CEO of Scoville Inc., a brass manufacturing company.
Okay.
He actually died from participating in this particular thing of which he was inducted into.
Skydiving?
No. Rodeo.
Wow. What a jerk.
He was inducted in the Rodeo Hall of Fame, and he was calf roping at the age of 64 or 62.
Dang.
Suffered internal injuries, was rushed to a hospital where he later died.
Yikes. All right.
So he was doing what he loved all the way up to the end. So that's what stopped his career short, because he died in 87. That was the end. He couldn't be Secretary of Commerce anymore because apparently you have to be alive.
Well, he wasn't a Democrat. He's still voting.
He is.
In Broward County, Florida.
I found this day in history both fascinating from the scientific point of view and disturbing in other ways.
All right.
On this day in 1984, baby Faye, quotation mark, not a real name, a month-old infant who had received a young baboon heart transplant, dies in California. The infant was named to protect the identity. She was born with a hypoplastic left valve syndrome, which means that her left side of her heart really wasn't formed, and it's fatal. You're going to die. So the family agreed, and since she was so young, they thought, well, her immune system wouldn't be up to snuff. It wouldn't be 100%, so it would be less likely that it would be rejected. So they thought, let's try it. There had been 3 other animal and human transplants, the last in 1977, but none survived longer than 3.5 days.
Yeah, it's not very successful.
No. So on October 26th, Bailey, the physician, performed the world's first baboon, replacing the 14-day-old infants with a healthy walnut-size heart of a young baboon. She survived the dangerous operation, and her subsequent struggle for life received international attention. After living longer than any other human recipient of an animal heart, baby Faye's body made a concerted effort to reject the alien transplant. Doctors were forced to increase the dosage of the immunosuppressive drugs, which caused kidney failure, and ultimately the doctors were defeated by heart failure, and she died November 15th, living 20 days.
Yikes.
So,
okay.
I thought that was interesting from a medical point of view.
It's interesting. It's also horrifying.
Yeah, it's from a...
I think the moral of the story is baboon hearts belong in baboons. Human hearts belong in humans or baboons.
Listen, they put pig valves and things into people quite successfully, and they live quite a long time.
Like a valve.
Yeah.
Not
it's still a piece of an animal.
But I put a lot of pieces of animal in me.
You know, we should put pig valves in a lot of Muslims.
So what is this about?
They would hate that.
Hold on.
Okay. You Muslim lover.
I mean, I guess. I don't know what that even means.
That means you love Muslims.
Okay,
Swatter pleads guilty.
I'm capable of it.
Tyler Barris, 26, pleads guilty on Tuesday to making a false report resulting in the death of a man after he placed a hoax call late last year where the police fatally shot an unarmed man in Wichita, Kansas. He pleaded guilty to a total of 51 charges as part of a plea deal. He'll be sentenced in January. They're recommending 20 years.
Holy cow.
Provided, they'll only give him 20, provided he writes an apology letter to police dispatchers and the family of Andrew Finch, a 28-year-old father.
That does a lot of good, you know.
He called in hoaxes. He lived in Los Angeles. He called in hoaxes to emergency numbers in Ohio, New Hampshire, Nevada, Massachusetts, Illinois, Utah, Virginia, Texas, Arizona, Missouri, Maine, Pennsylvania, New Mexico, New York, Michigan, Florida, and Canada.
I wondered why SWAT team showed up at my house.
There's something wrong with this guy.
Yeah, crazy. I think 20 years is extreme. I think writing an apology does absolutely no good, and I'm curious, does the police have any accountability in this shooting an unarmed person?
Andrew Finch's parents, I suspected what little I wrote, they were not happy with the police, and they may have sued. I certainly would have. All right. I like this story. Let's do a good story.
Well, no, we can't move on. What do you think? It's crazy. You think 20 years?
I think that's excessive because he didn't actually commit the murder, but certainly was an accessory, I guess. Ultimately, it was the responsibility of the police department.
Yeah.
To conduct themselves.
I mean, yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
It is tough. They wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for him. And on the other hand,
he pretty clearly did something wrong.
Tyler didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about SWAT teams. The adrenaline is just so friggin' high, and they're just
well, they're never going in because they don't expect there to be danger in there, right? I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
The SWAT team's going in because they think they're going to encounter some danger, resistance, or someone with a weapon or whatever.
Right.
So, I mean, their mindset, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're adrenaline. They're hyped up. They go in there. They react. Training kicks in, and they shoot. Plus, they have immunity. So
half the time, they're at the wrong house.
So they're more likely not to suffer consequences criminally, other than psychological, perhaps, for shooting first and asking questions later.
I think if they would just follow the training that we found and watched, they would do just fine. Don't shoot the dog.
Oh, yeah.
And then people would love them.
Yeah. It would help.
It would. It would help me. I'd be a fan.
Of the police? If they didn't shoot dogs?
Just SWAT teams.
Oh, I see. Okay. I love how, this is a pet peeve too, because it's going to be about PETA, but I hate,
You wanted me to use these more. Here we are.
I did, yeah.
I've got plenty of
reference guides
over here, any size I want. It's nice.
That was for the SWAT team. I hate when they have SWAT teams that are busting down people's doors for animal violations. So the woman who has too many cats, they bust down her door. They go in with a SWAT team to arrest her because they're afraid that she's going to throw cats at them. Or some person that's got their horses and they're starving and they bust down their door because they're going to throw horse crap at them. I think that's excessive.
I agree.
If you have to bust someone's door down to serve some kind of warrant for someone who's violating taking care of too many cats or whatever, those people aren't right generally, that have 50 cats and they can't afford to feed themselves, let alone the cats. Having a SWAT scene, show up it doesn't serve any purpose to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's not like it's teaching other people that are mentally ill from hoarding animals. Don't do this or SWAT will come. And can't you just wait until the lady comes and answers the door and goes, hello, how are you? Hi, we're here to see your cats. Can you show them to us? Put her in cuffs, Bill. You know, that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
How about in Maryland where they killed the guy when they showed up to take his guns?
Yeah, how
about that?
That's ridiculous.
These red flag laws, the whole I think you're dangerous, so the police can now. I call them and say, hey, Brian seems off. And they say, all right, we'll go take his guns.
Yep. And I say, you're not taking my guns. And they say, well, we're going to shoot you. And I'll say, okay, here they are.
Well, if you put it that way.
Because that's what we'll do. And they'll do it one by one, and that's how they'll do it. They're not going to have a civil war where they have the military and all of the police come to everybody's home.
But all over Facebook, I'm seeing all these guys that are just ready at a moment's notice to fight.
I'm locked and loaded. It's
they're just waiting,
BS.
just waiting for the right moment, Brian. For the right infringement. As soon as they're infringed in the proper way, then you just wait.
It's like, wait, quit shoving. I'll get in the boxcar. Quit shoving. It's
I mean, I still have one toe out, so it's not time yet.
Yeah.
No, they haven't locked the door yet. It's closed, but it's not locked. It's not. Oh, well, okay. Hold on. Let me be clear, though. I'm not advocating violence on either side at all, but it's just, I don't know if you knew this or not, but there's a lot of tough guys on the internet.
I'm scared of most of them.
Yeah. Luckily, we don't have any tough guys here. Except for Steve.
Well, and he's high.
Well,
most
since
of the time.
Proposal 1 passed in Michigan.
Oh, God, he's a happy man. I thought he was bringing in poinsettias for Christmas, but those aren't poinsettias.
They're nutmeg plants.
just as bad. Didn't you have hallucinations last night from having too much nutmeg in your coffee?
The trees turned purple.
Oh, I thought they were green.
They weren't. They were purple, and they had faces on them.
Uh-huh.
And then they started talking.
What did they say?
I don't know.
Only you can prevent a forest fire. They say that?
No, what happened, Brian, is I accidentally put too much nutmeg in my coffee.
And he calls me. He's all panicked. I'm in. Man, I'm going to be freaking out. Should I drink this coffee or not?
That's not true, but
and I don't know.
That would have been funny. I should have called you.
Yeah. Hey, man. Drink some water. Drink some water. That's
I mean, do you want to know the real story of what happened?
I know the story, but our listeners
Well, no,
not.
you don't actually know the story.
Okay.
I got coffee, and I saw nutmeg sitting there next to the coffee station.
Well, you saw some brown powder.
I saw brown powder in a clear container with like you get a label maker and print like nutmeg, and it said nutmeg, and I was like, whatever.
Legit?
Yeah, it was wide open, sitting out. So I dumped some in, like 2 real quick shakes. It came out super fast, like way too much in my coffee.
Because you got a lot of nutmeg heads where you work.
Yeah, I guess. I don't. So when I did a little research to see because then I was like, wait a minute, I don't know if people actually put nutmeg in their coffee. Is that a thing?
Yeah,
apparently.
Yeah.
So I looked it up,
is.
a nutmeg in coffee, just to see if it was a thing.
Yeah.
I started seeing articles about the dangers of
too much
nutmeg overdose. And apparently, like 2 teaspoons
can cause
is toxic,
hallucinations and all kinds of
and
stuff.
like 3 teaspoons, they start talking about like organ failure.
And they've actually proposed using nutmeg instead of heroin because I guess the effects might be similar and there's less side effects.
People do.
Prisons, I guess they
take
kind of
nutmeg.
do that. They try to get nutmeg from the
cinnamon too, but I think cinnamon's not as potent.
Yeah.
As nutmeg, so that's interesting.
Nutmeg is the nut, the ground powder nut of some kind of berry.
From my research, it's more effective if you inject it or snort it.
Yeah. So, but you made it through, man.
Yeah, I made it. It's fine.
That's good.
So I put more nutmeg in my coffee today.
Yeah. Just a little bit more.
2.5 teaspoons.
A little bit more. You
Getting
try a
up
little
there.
bit. You build a tolerance.
Well, yeah, because look, it's just I don't feel it as much as I did yesterday. So
you imagine some of your great engineering things would be so fantastic under the influence of nutmeg. You could come up with some new technology.
I should have started sooner. You know how many patents I would have?
Yeah, none. As many as you do now.
Infinitely more than I have now.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Can we move on now to the good news?
I think so. It's just a public service announcement. Be careful with the nutmeg.
Yeah, especially over the holiday seasons. So this is in Hortonville, Wisconsin. And you've seen these glasses. I know you have. They're drinking glasses. This is a local business there. It's called Ben Shot. Cute, like you shot it. It's Ben Shot. And it's you see the bullet that's sort of pushed into the side of the glass.
I have never seen them. I didn't realize this.
They're attractive as
hell. So
hell.
you're telling me this is like a gun-related business
product, and they have all kinds of products.
This is a non-story.
Really?
Yeah.
So they give all of their employees handguns as a Christmas gift. There's 16 employees. Many are veterans. But they have some that have never fired a gun before. One of the requirements is you had to take a gun safety course before.
To get it? To get the gun?
To get it.
That's cool.
And some didn't want them until they took the gun safety course, and they were like, oh, this is kind of cool.
I've experienced that firsthand.
Yeah. So somebody asked, well, aren't you worried about workplace violence? Aren't you going to, somebody will come in and shoot up your shop? And
not anymore.
He's going, they're all armed. No.
Yeah, not anymore. We just solved that problem, actually.
Right. Yeah. They don't get it.
Yeah, they don't get it. This is, what is Ben Shot?
Ben Shot. B-E-N. Shot. One word.
Founded by Ben Wolfgram.
Yeah.
His name's Ben.
Clever. Have you looked? You must have seen their products before. They
Maybe.
pop up on
I
Facebook.
probably thought they were fake. Those are cool.
Yeah.
Is it a real bullet?
It's a real bullet. They heat up the glass or whatever, and they push it into it. Looks like it's been shot into the glass.
Well, this one was a hollow point, and the bullet spread and everything.
Oh.
That's pretty fancy.
So they have a few different things.
Because that's the bulletproof glass, so the bullet...
Yeah. But I think they have like rock glasses.
The rest of them are just
tall
bullet
glasses.
resistant. Yeah,
Was there any pictures or anything? Like beer pitchers.
Oh, I was like, there's a ton of pictures. It's the internet.
Not pictures.
I don't see any. I see beer glasses. Well, this is interesting.
Christmas is right around the corner. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, you could get me one. That'd be fine.
Actually, it would be good to have one here for the show.
I like them.
How much are they?
I don't know.
Give me a price of a typical rock glass like this that I use.
$14.99. Oh, a rock glass. $25.99 with laser etched. $19.99 is the bulletproof rock glass with the.
I want just the straight in bullet.
Straight in bullet. This one has
AK
has a flag in America. Laser etched is $25. So you're talking $25.
You should get me one.
Yeah.
Just because
Let me
you
put some thought into that.
Okay. And
no,
you're done. All right. We just plugged Ben Shot.
Yeah, we did. Not even on purpose. Well, when I heard the story, I didn't realize that they were
a gun related.
Kind of. Yeah. So yeah.
I still think it's cool.
No, of course it's cool. I wish the At Odds Enterprise would gift us guns, but the people in charge.
I'll tell you what. If any of our listeners want to buy Nate and I a handgun for Christmas, feel free to do it. We both have our concealed pistol license, so it'd be an easy transfer.
We'll pick it up in a dark parking lot.
Yep. Maybe behind a Chick-fil-A.
Maybe
the parking lot of a Chick-fil-A.
I think that's a good idea.
I bought an AR-15 pistol. No, not an AR. AK-47 pistol in the parking lot of a Wendy's in a small town in central Michigan.
I bought my SIG, 357 SIG or 40 Smith & Wesson from an ATF agent on the sidewalk in Frankenmuth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have like a suitcase full of confiscated guns?
Well, I mean,
you didn't ask questions.
I did not ask questions. He was selling that at a very good deal. He also had a ton of ammo that he was selling at a very good deal that I bought. I didn't ask any questions.
Of course not.
He had a really cool black van with no windows.
I had a discussion
satellite dish on the top.
On Facebook. Somebody posted something about, well, if you use marijuana, you can't own or buy a handgun.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Or buy any gun. And even if it's a private sale, if you know the person is a marijuana user, you can be liable for that sale. And I said, who the hell would ask that? I don't even care if they're a felon.
You know who would ask that is the good conservative Christians that are selling guns. They might ask.
Yeah,
like the anti-pot Republicans.
Yes.
Do you smoke weed? Because it's dangerous.
Yeah. It's morally corrupt. That's it.
That's what I heard.
All right. Ashton Kutcher might.
My story about buying that gun is true.
I know, and so is mine. God bless America.
Speaking of weird gun transfers.
Yes, this one's interesting. Ashton Kutcher, you know who
Ashton
he is.
Kutcher. Yeah, I remember a year ago we were supposed to love him, and we praised him for that.
He was open carrying on.
Yeah, and he gave that speech about hard work and not being entitled.
And now he came out and he was all for, gun control.
Yep.
Let's see. But common sense gun control.
Of course.
And in his tweet he says, I was given a gun by somebody. And I've never shot it, probably never will, but they just gave it to me almost like in a parking lot or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
That's why I thought you were making, when you said a parking lot behind a Chick-fil-A, I thought that's what you were saying. Yeah, it was his cousin or something, just gave him the gun.
He said, my friend gave me a gun as a gift in the parking lot of the Borderline on my birthday. I never shot it. I don't think I ever will. Well, I don't think that was quite legal. A lot of people are agreeing.
Might not have been.
If it was in California. Now, it may have been some other state.
Yeah, and we don't know what kind of gun it was.
Well, even so, you're supposed to have a background check to...
No, not in Michigan for
not
like a
Michigan.
shotgun.
I'm talking about in California.
If it was in California, right.
That's what I'm saying.
He's not from California, is he?
No, but he lives there.
Now?
He's from the Midwest. Like, I don't know, Nebraska or...
Right.
Place like that.
So I don't think he meant this birthday.
I don't know. A friend gave me a gun as a gift in the parking lot of the Borderline. I don't know what the Borderline is. I bet it was in California. So we'll see. I don't know. Probably not. But the point is, he's all for gun control now. Did you find out where he was born?
No, I'm not looking that up.
Okay. Well, it didn't take long.
No, look, the real moral of the story here is don't post stupid crap on the internet because you might incriminate yourself.
Right.
You should never say something like, I bought a gun from an ATF agent on a sidewalk.
Right. That would be bad.
Yeah, don't do that.
Or in a parking lot behind a Wendy's.
Right. Do not do that.
I have a 40-round mag pistol. 40-round mag pistol, my AK-47.
I know, I've carried it.
And you have. Yeah, I have pictures of that. I got a really nice picture of you holding it.
That lady
on my patio.
Those are the kind of things you don't put on the internet.
Right.
I was carrying that gun when the lady
that's right.
came and yelled at me about George Bush.
Yeah.
Which I didn't understand.
And then the peace police tried to intervene.
They said
they were going to jump on you.
They would hug me.
Hug you.
Until the danger was over.
Yeah.
Which was really nice. Wow. That was also, I was carrying that gun when a guy came, got in my face, and told me how scared of me he was because I was carrying it.
Yeah.
Which didn't make any sense.
Right.
Because I would try to run behind the building if I was that afraid, but moron.
I agree. Well, it didn't take the Dems long because they got a House Bill 7115.
We're out of time.
Okay. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.